Hello YouTube and welcome back to The Zone, where today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be doing another one of Chris's more infamous moments, and the title of this video just about says everything. Proposition to Sega. This is despite the fact that he's made numerous threats of violence, basically stole off them, their characters, numerous threats I should say, and he still thinks that, Sega are willing to do business with him. Jesus Christ, how thick can you get? As well as the world, the world and all that. Chris trying to convince Sega to give a shit. Proposition to Sega is a video Chris made on the 14th of May 2016. The video itself is of Chris offering Sega to hold a small amount of control over his creation Sonichu. In the introduction of the video, Chris claims that if you want what he's got, you gotta go through him. After this, Chris lays down the details of his offer, and there is a video to this, and we will go over it, of the Sonichu and Rosetube brand, and also states that profits would be shared halfway through both parties. However, Chris states that all creative control of Sonichu would still be in his hands, and that Sega would only be able to expand upon it. Chris also states he would need some employee benefits, assistance with the creative side of his projects, and that his salary at Sega as the senior manager of the Sonichu project would be $100,000 a year. I don't even think senior managers even get paid half that amount. He also sees fit to specify that he wants a corner office in whatever building Chris thinks Sega will stick him into. He then states that he would still work at home, rendering the corner office useless. In fact, Sega, just do Chris one better. Just send him to a corner. Any corner in the world you see fit. Just tell him to stay there until he thinks about what he's actually done. Chris appears to be wearing his now default outfit for such business videos. A men's pinstripe shirt with a blue vest over it. Naturally, Chris puts this business offer on YouTube and didn't contact Sega through any means, so they will never actually see it. Good job, Chris. Demands, not offers. A need to work from home due to his hectic lifestyle, bullshit. Benefits like a 401k, also bullshit. Health insurance, bullshit. Maternity leave, bullshit. Bullshit for maternity leave. Chris doesn't have a womb and he doesn't have a child on the way. A secretary to handle administrative duties. That's never going to happen either. An assistant to handle Chris's responsibilities, like getting dinner and taking care of his mother. No. The assistant must be female. A cartoon to be made for multiple markets by the studio that he believes makes My Little Pony DHS. He obviously means DHX Media. Also, Chris states that an adult cartoon could be made, as well as an anime and a traditional style cartoon. You think Chris is a little bit way in over his head, but that's not new. Not for Chris. Now, what's quite interesting is that I think there was another video I think they were thinking about doing, because I know there's other videos Chris does where he's posting ideas to, companies, but we might take a look at those some other time. But in the meantime, let's see the demands of Chris's stingent views. So, this is on his official channel, by the way.
So let's skip the introductions and get right down to business. You want what I got? But you gotta go through me and me alone, Christine Weston Chandler, Ruckersville, Virginia, in order to get. And lucky for you, I am open to such an offer of partnership. I would offer you license to my original creation, Sonichu and Rosetube in the city of Quickville, as well as the world. The world and all.
Okay, few things I just want to point out to Chris. Usually, if you're going to lay out demands, well, first off, the setup for this is just... There's just so much junk cluttered all over the place. Nobody would technically think that this was somebody you would want to... Well, this environment doesn't look very business-oriented, to say the least. Also, the music from the PlayStation game room, or whatever this is meant to be in, couldn't have just Chris have, maybe poured one of his PS4s and just bought, basically, I mean, guys, listen. This is the camera I use for my Raging Reality videos. It's about nearly 3 years old, but you know what? It works like an absolute treat every single time. It costs, well, I got this for Christmas as a present 3 years ago. It costs basically £200 when it was new. I'm not entirely sure what the value of this would be now, but you know what? At some point in the future, I do technically want to get myself a better camera than this. And maybe some like sound filtration equipment or something like that. But the point is that works like a charm. And you can get one of these like literally for 60 quid second hand. There's no reason why Chris can't, just invest in something in better visual equipment like this, because I'm pretty sure that it could record better, visually anyway, like this. For example, the HD web camera I'm using right now, I have to like condense it down because it gets a little bit grainy and a bit noisy when it's like covering the whole screen. So that's just also what exactly he's balancing from. It doesn't seem to be very stable. Also, you would have thought he would be able to have like written all this down or like rehearsed any of this, because you can notice this by the lack of like eye contact he has with the camera. Usually, imagine if we're in a meeting and I didn't look at the camera, if I didn't look at you guys, do you think that I was just being... That's just impolite if you don't make eye contact. That's what you've got to do if you're conducting a meeting like this, or conducting a proposition, as Chris so calls it. You've got to show that you're professional and you're mature enough to conduct such business. I think I'll just leave it there, because I think I can leave it to you to just what Chris technically is.
All that partnership would come with certain pre-arranged. I would remain.
Also, because of the music, it's very hard to distinguish what Chris is actually saying.
In creative control of Sonichu and all associated media. I will be the sole owner of Sonichu. Sega's role here would be to expand the Sonichu brand name as well as Roachu, and will help produce the various media, including video games, cartoons. These profits would be shared 50% between the two parties. However, I would also need an annual salary and some common employment benefits. My salary for being in the...
What employee benefits are these? Well, I'll leave it to you. And I'm talking about for other employees, because it'll be more than just...
Senior match is for being in the senior management position of the Sonichu product at Sega would be $100,000 a year. I would require a senior title and a preferably corner office, even though I would be working at home. I would also need employees under me to assist with the administrative and creative sides of my Sonichu project. But we will get to those later. Due to my hectic lifestyle, I would need the ability to work from home and when I choose. Also, basic benefits like 401k, health insurance, and maternity leave. Now, let's get down to my immediate step. Due to the normal stresses of everyday life and then some, and since Sonichu is not my only responsibility in my life, I require a secretary to handle administrative duties beneath my pay grade, and a personal assistant who would assist me with my daily tasks, which would typically include the following: running errands, picking up lunch, breakfast, dinner, pet sitting my dogs when I'm on business travel, getting maintenance on the cars and whatever else required therein, help on taking care of my aging mother, as well as complete in-store pickup of items that I would purchase. I would want to be in charge of selecting the women for these positions myself. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about Sonichu and the Sonichu media. I would like you to assist with developing. I would want Sonichu to be as huge as he deserves to be.
You mean as huge as Chris's ego? Because that's the only thing I'm saying. What on earth does Chris mean about getting somebody to take care of his mother? That's not her responsibility, Chris. It's yours. She's friggin' held your hand almost all your life, Chris. Friggin' take some responsibility. Taking care of your dogs and cats. What planet is he living on where he thinks that, you know, Sega is going to take that serious? I'm going to friggin' punch myself in the head because I feel like this is not real. This is not normal behavior. It's just not.
It's about the high time Sideshow got his own video game so that everyone can live his adventures. I would like to oversee the development team that would create my vision of the Sideshow video game. I would personally test and critique the latest versions of the software until I'm satisfied with the finished product. I would also like you to use your negotiations with Nintendo to have the cast of Sideshow as well as myself add to these.
Actually, I never thought about this before, but why did he not get in touch with Nintendo? Because Nintendo are pretty much the ones that almost own, like, the most of Sega's assets, I think, at this point. So, would it not make more sense to just go to Nintendo for this? Because he flip-flops between Sega and Nintendo in other videos where he makes offers, as they were.
Existing amiibo figure library. I would also need you to help me create several animated Sideshow products. The first and most important of which would be an American version cartoon series. And I would like it to be made by DHS, who makes the little show called My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I'm sure you probably heard of that. And I would personally voice the characters of Sideshow as well as myself.
Again, Chris is not an actor. I do not particularly think, though. Whatever.
I would like also to have Tara Strong and Monica Rial to voice female characters as well. The art style should be more serious in tone, though, similar to Sonic X, or like similar anime of that type. Right. For the Japanese market, I would like there to be a Sideshow anime as well, similar to the production of the popular animes. And there could be something for the adult market.
Is he talking about a studio like, say, TV Tokyo or Kyoto Animation or stuff like that? You would have to be quite specific, Chris. Also, you might have to get in touch with those studios as well. I'm just giving advice because there are quite a number of parts about the animation market I actually do know quite well. Again, this leads me into the suspicion that Chris did absolutely very minimalistic. He did the bare minimum of actually researching how on earth he was going to go about this business or what technically he wants. I mean, he's laid down basically in bare terms about exactly what he wants, but that's it. It's just the bare bones. If this was like if Chris's proposition was like a skeleton, was like a human body, it would just be the skeleton. It would be an incomplete skeleton as well. Yeah, and then there would be no mass, there'll be no flesh, there's no preliminary organs, there'll be nothing like that. He just hasn't thought this through. That's one of the problems I can think of at the moment.
Market as well. And I also like a staff site to design and market a bunch of simple Sideshow merchandise such as t-shirts, mugs, hats, lunchboxes, and other novelty items. My fans need the Sideshow product and the gear. I would especially love to partner with a footwear company to make the actual footwear that Sideshow and Rosechew wear. And I look forward to your immediate prompt reply to my offer. Together, let's make Sideshow great again. Thank you.
You know, you would actually make Sideshow great again if this here actually decided to work on the comics that people are paying him to do.
Very much.
And whatever. That was just description. This video is addressed directly to Sega of America and Sega of Japan. Responses will only be accepted from the officials of Sega. Such people can personally and directly reply to me, Miss Christine Weston Chandler of Ruckersville, Virginia, USA. And my email address and the best direct opinion is via US mail to my house and he gives his address. Note that Chris is assuming Sega will watch the video. Notes. The trash that is falling off what appears to be a table to the right. Chris appears to be reading his script, which alone is surprising, off a whiteboard. The items hanging from a wall, one of them appears to be an oversized wristwatch type clock, which Chris is recording in his usual controller in hand style. Chris looks surprisingly formal in this video. Well, that's something, I guess. They are, ladies and gentlemen, he looks formal, which is about, let's say, in terms of giving a presentation, that's about 1 out of 100. That's what I give this video. That's what I give Chris's proposition right there, ladies and gentlemen. 1 out of 100. And just in case you think I'm lying, and I just went and checked again, Chris has about, I think it's like 25 or so patrons, and he earns about $120 a month for doing absolutely nothing. Bear that in mind if you think Chris is, viable to do business with. And I'll see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye for now.